In this video, we're going to have a look at automating replenishment between locations. So locations could be a warehouse to shops, it could be between warehouses, it could be between shops. If we start with the item, and we're going to jump into NIK 10W, these are white Nike trainers, size 10. This is the items view, and we're going to have a look at the inventory. Stok.ly is multi-location inventory management with a full audit trail between locations of all stock movements. In this case, we've got a couple of warehouses and multiple stores. And we can see that we've got on hand, on order, quarantined, allocated, what have you. We can also set minimum stock holdings by location. We've set minimum stock to be held at the central warehouse of 10 units for this SKU. In the Hereford store, we've set it at 5, and in the London store, we've set it at 10. We've also set our max units that we want to hold to replenish to. In the Dublin warehouse, we're running a dropship model. We're holding no stock, so as soon as we make a sale against that location, we're just going to replenish to the number of units that we've sold. In this case, we're going to concentrate on Hereford and London, replenishing from our central warehouse to these stores. Because the inventory has fallen below the minimum stock holding, when we have a look at our inventory warnings report, we can see that these items need to be replenished at these locations. Now we could filter by locations or we could show all, but in this case we've got 2 items that need to be replenished to these stores. In order to automate this process, we set up replenishment rules. Now we can use logic to decide what we want to do. In this case, we've set up a rule that we're going to transfer stock from the central warehouse to a store. If we can't complete a transfer because there's insufficient stock at the central warehouse, the next thing we're going to do is order that stock in. Once the stock comes in, then we can do a replenishment transfer. But we know there's enough stock in the central warehouse, so all we're going to do is run the rules for these items. And we can see that it's going to create a stock transfer from the central warehouse to each of these stores. So we're going to create 2 stock transfers. So I'm just going to apply the actions. And we can see that the stock transfers have successfully created. The inventory warnings report is now updated. And if we have a look here at stock transfers, we've created 2 stock transfers in requisition. Requisition means we've created them, but we haven't yet submitted them. So if we jump into this, we can see how we're transporting it. I mean, we could change to different courier methods, etc. We could add in other items. We could, adjust the quantity. And when we're ready, we'll submit this. We've changed the status now to submitted. If we have a look at the stock transfer, that has now been submitted. We haven't dispatched it and it hasn't been received. Now, before we can dispatch it, we need to pick it. So when we've created this stock transfer, we'll come down and have a look at goods out notes. And here is the open goods out note with the items that we need to pick, pack, and dispatch. So if we, for example, just went and picked and packed all of those. You could scan the items in. You can obviously do all of this from the Stock app as well. In this case, I'm just showing you in the back office. And at the point here, we could print out the courier label. I'm just going to dispatch it because we don't need to print a label today. That has now been dispatched. So if we come back here and have a look at stock transfers, we can see that this stock transfer has been submitted and it's been dispatched, but it hasn't been received. The van is going to turn up at the Hereford store with this stock. So let's pretend we're now at the Hereford store. I'm going to do a receipt of the goods. I'm going to receive a stock transfer. Here's our stock transfer. I'm going to receive these goods in. Of course, I could scan these in. I can use this all in the Stock app with the handheld PDA. I'm going to complete this. So now, when we have a look at stock transfers again, the stock transfer has been dispatched and it's been received. We've got a full audit trail of the shipment. We've got a full audit trail of the receipt. I could click and open that, and you can see who received it, when, date, user, time stamped. If I needed to, I could print out barcode labels. If I wanted to do a quick stock transfer again, I could do that here. But that is how Stok.ly automates the replenishment of stores or movement of stock between warehouses based on inventory levels and using our replenishment rules.